Perfection is the enemy of progress. Have you ever heard that? I have a feeling you have. I want to talk to you a little bit about that today. Welcome back to my channel. This is Coach Christine Randall, and I wanted to talk to you today about that very topic. Perfection is the enemy of progress. And what do I mean by that? How many times have you wanted to start something and you weren't exactly sure how it was going to go, so you just kind of kept waiting for that perfect moment or waiting for the exact steps, and those exact steps and the perfect moment never came? Has that ever been you? It's been me, and it's been a lot of people that I've coached and worked with. I remember back in the days when I was selling life insurance and I was in the training room. 3 weeks we had this training. I worked with Northwestern Mutual. I was one of very few women in my training class. I think maybe I was the only one, and then the other ones came from other offices. And with a bunch of guys that all like sort of like those finance dudes. Some of them had already been in the business in some form or the other, or had studied it in college, or had been working somewhere in that field. And it was a brand new field for me. I didn't know anything about it. My confidence about what I could do was very low because I was like, I don't know this, but I knew that I believed in what I'd be doing, and I believed in, and I had the confidence that I could learn it. So I had conviction, I had confidence, and then if you start off and then you add some courage in there, I call that the C's of success. But today's video is not really about the C's of success. It's about moving forward even when you are not sure where your foot is going to land. I've talked to a lot of people both on a professional basis and personal basis, and I have people that I know very closely that they always want to know where their foot is going to land. And if they don't know, they don't move forward. And they stay in this perpetual cycle of being stuck, feeling unfulfilled, feeling like they don't know what to do. And I always have the same comment, just move forward. Just take a little step. Yeah, but I don't know where my foot's going to go, or I'm not sure. Well, what if this and what if that? What if? And the answer I have is, what if you never try? They always say that people look back at the end of their lives and they very often will say things like, I wish I had done this or that. I wish I had tried this or that. I wish I wasn't so afraid of making a mistake. So that perfectionism becomes the polar opposite of actually moving forward. And you never really make progress. If you're so focused on doing it the exact right way, then many, many times we don't move forward. Now, I will tell you that when I do things, I like to do them as right as I possibly can. I like to do things completely. I pay attention to details, and I do like things to be just so. However, in a lot of parts of our lives, especially when we want to move forward and we're not really sure, if we wait for that perfection, if we wait for that definite certainty, then we never move forward. We thrive as people on some uncertainty. We thrive as people on saying, okay, I sort of know that. I kind of know, but I'm not certain. That's the uncertainty. And you can see uncertainty and certainty in a lot of parts of your life. If you only operate from a place of, I need to be completely certain, then I promise you, you are cutting yourself really kind of off at the knees, because the uncertainty is also where a lot of that energy is, a lot of that you don't know what you don't know. And if you're always looking for that certainty, it's just not going to be there. And what happens? You never move forward. You stay stuck. I've seen it happen to myself. I've seen it happen to many other people. So if you find yourself in this cycle of, I need to know steps 1 through 5 before I even attempt step 5. I would say to you, just know step 1. What is step 1? For the thing that you want to change in your life, what is step 1? Don't worry about 2, 3, 4, and 5. They will start to come. And the steps may change when you get to step 2. What you thought might have been step 3, 4, and 5 will actually not be that. And you would not have known that had you not taken that first step. So think about the thing in your life that you really want to do something about. Maybe it's something you want to learn. Maybe it's a new chapter. Maybe it's something that you want to do, or a place you want to go, or a new activity, a new goal. It could be big, it could be small, it doesn't matter. But start to train yourself that you just need to take step 1. And you might say, well, I don't even know what that is. Okay, that's an okay place to start. Start to think about the thing that you want, the transformation you want to occur, or the place that you want to go, the thing that you want to acquire. It's okay to want to acquire things. I don't know why society makes us feel bad if we want nice things. It doesn't make you a bad person. If you take it and it doesn't belong to you, that's a whole other story. But if you work hard for it, or it's given to you by someone that loves you, nothing wrong with that. That person that gave it to you very likely worked hard for it and have decided that it makes them happy to give it to you. Nothing wrong with that. Most of us have to work hard for something that we really want, and that's okay too. So if there's something you want, a place you want to be, a goal that you have, some sort of transformation within yourself, whatever that thing is, it's here, right? And you're here. Coaching is always about moving you forward. But in this little topic for today, it's about how do we get rid of that feeling like if I don't know the exact path, if I don't really know exactly what the outcome is going to be on the journey, then I'm just not going to go. So I'm here to tell you is that the journey, it starts to reveal itself as you're going. And sometimes you really don't know 100%. It's good to have the target. It's good to have the general idea, but we don't always need the exact location that we want. Initially, it will start to reveal itself. So don't be afraid to start if you're like, well, I don't know what my goal is. That's okay. How about your goal is, I just want to not be where I am right at this moment. I just want to move forward in some way. And that statement, that decision, that choice of, I don't want to stand still at this moment is the most important one. And then it's like, okay, I have a little clarity. I don't have total clarity, but I have a little clarity. That's good. Now I have to have the confidence and I have to have the courage to just move forward a little. And I'm not going to let the idea that I need to know everything, I need that perfectionism, I need to know everything that's certain in order for me to take that first step. Your first decision only has to be is, I want to take a step. Keep it simple. Keep it accessible. And then you take that first step. Then you might say, okay, well, what would that first step be? So you have to reverse engineer it. So whatever that goal is here, and you're here, there's somewhere in you that knows how you have to get there. So let's say you're in sales and you have a certain income goal that you want. You know to have higher income and you're in sales, you have to talk to a lot more people. Okay, how do I do that? Well, so I'm reverse engineering it. Well, I have to call a lot more people, or an email, or reach out, whatever it is that you do in your business. Or have more people come into my store if you have a store. But you know you need more leads, right? It's all about the leads. Okay, how do I get leads? Now let's reverse engineer that. However it is that you acquire leads, you know you have to do something to get that going. Let's say you're a cold caller. Well, I have to call, and maybe you really know your numbers. I have to call, I'm just making a number up. I have to call 100 people in order for me to start getting a decent prospect. And then I'll get somebody on my calendar. Okay, so how do I get that 100 calls? Well, I have to have a list of names. That's another reverse engineer. How do I get the list of names? Got to do that. Then I have to book it in my calendar and commit to that time to call. So those steps come after, but the first step is I've got to get a list of names. Let's say you don't know how to do that. Then you know your first step is finding out how you do that. That's just step one. You don't have to think about the other steps just yet. Just think of step one. Focus your energy on step one. Once you get that name, those list of names, and then you block the time out in your calendar to do it, now you've created step two. You block the time out, you're sitting there. Maybe somewhere in that is you have to get more clear on what you're going to say on those calls when somebody does pick up. So maybe that's part of those initial steps. So anything that you know the end result, reverse engineer it to the point of what is the simplest, easiest, most accessible, most in your control. I think that's really important thing that you can do to get step one. That's all you need to focus on. What is my step one? We don't have to be perfect. We don't have to have everything laid out. Sometimes the plan starts to unfold as we move forward and things become more clear. As they unfold and as you're working those steps towards whatever you want, here's a secret. Here's a big, big secret. The goal is great and we all want it, and whatever that goal is, and it feels great to get it. We're only excited about it for a short amount of time and we're already thinking about the next goal, but that's a whole nother video. But the real gift that you give yourself, the real gift is that transformation that occurs as you're on this journey. That is the beauty of going forward and having a goal and doing whatever it takes to get it. Because that starts to rewire your brain, and that starts to change you, and that starts to make you into the person that you want to be. That starts to make the real good stuff happen, because that plan that you had, that process, you can duplicate that anytime. Once you do it once, you get hungry to do it again. And once you do it again, you start to change. So this was kind of a long video about how we don't want to let perfectionism get in the way of progress. You don't have to have all the exact answers, I promise you. It's hard to have all the answers. Oof. None of us does. Well, our teenagers, they think they have all the answers, or our young adults. I have one of those. But most of us real, true grown-ups know you can't possibly have all the answers. So please like and subscribe, share, comment. Let me know if any of this rang true for you. Let me know if you will try any of it. I'd love to give you some feedback if you'd like. I'm growing this channel, so the more you can comment and engage with me, the better it is, and I will return it in kind. I promise you that. And if you are interested at all in knowing what my coaching is about other than on this channel, please send me an email at info@christinerandall.com and I'll get back to you. If you just want to be someone that listens to what I have to say, that's okay too. I appreciate you either way. God bless you and have a wonderful day.